Hello Cancer, how are you? I hope you're alright. I'm going to do you a Celtic Cross. It's a general reading, okay? I'm not focusing on any particular area of life. To a certain extent, it is for you to take the energies I speak of and apply them to your life as you see fit, i.e. apply them to whatever situation in your life makes sense of you based on what I'm saying about the energies, okay? I keep it quite general. However, I do sort of narrow it down and see certain topics come through, whether that's relationships, personal development, whatever, but you'll get the idea. How I read. If you're new, and if you're not new, welcome back. I've had quite a few new subscribers recently, and that's nice. Yes, this is Betty. Did I say that? Yes, she's here to help. She's a Taurus. She likes showing everyone her bottom. I'm pulling on collective energy, okay? Collective Cancer energy. This does mean, well, apart from it being a total trip for me, it does mean not every single message is necessarily going to be yours, all right? Please tune into your own instincts, okay? Use your discernment, because that's the whole deal, really. The cards are here to prompt your own thoughts, prompt your own instincts, prompt your own feelings. Listen to yourself as you're hearing what I say and your reaction, and that will tell you a lot. It will tell you more than just simply taking what I'm saying as some sort of fact. Not that I ever really present it like that, hopefully. Anyway, hope that makes sense. That's kind of my whole vibe, kind of the way I do these readings. Betty's not going to leave me alone, is she? Bless her. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get some cards out. Yeah, we need to do a... Come down. Are you going to come down? No? Come. Because it's very difficult for everyone to see the cards if you're on my table. Oh, it's going to be one of them. What can I do? Let's see what is at the heart of the matter. My loves. What's at the heart of the matter for Cancer, please? Thank you. Reversed Ace of Wands. Interesting. Some sort of idea that you don't seem to quite be able to get off the ground is the way it's coming across. It's like some sort of creative spark within you, but translating it into action doesn't quite seem to be working. Let's see what's in the challenge position. We might find out more about why that is. What's in the challenge position, please? What's the challenge? The Three of Pentacles. Oh, okay, it's the type of project or idea that appears to involve collaborating with other people, and maybe you can't find those people. Maybe you are on a search to find your people, Cancer, or maybe the people who you thought would help you just don't seem to be helping you in the way that you were hoping. But some sort of idea seems to not have managed to get off the ground here because of, well, I'm not going to blame it on the other people, obviously. I'm not here to assign blame, but there's some energy of collaboration here that's not quite being accessed. Let's put it like that. Let's find out more. Let's see what's crowning the matter. You're going to stay there. That would be helpful if you did. Yes, it would. We need to phone the vets for your sister, don't we? Okay, what is crowning the matter for Cancer? What is crowning the matter? Oh, Betty. Oh my word! We got enough aces out. Okay, right. Gosh. Come on, darling, because I can't read when you're in between. Well, there's very much a strong energy of a new beginning here. Do these two aces relate to the same thing? I think they do. I'm seeing this ace here. Sorry about her arse. I'm seeing this Ace of Swords here about you having a certain clarity about this situation. Yes. No nibbling. I'm not in the mood. Just to say, by the way, what I do is I will pull each position of the Celtic Cross with this and just give a sort of overview, baseline look at what's going on. That normally takes about 20 minutes, so you might find you've got enough out of the reading at that stage. And then after that, I go back in and I get more clarification, I get more detail. I try to ask some useful questions about what's going on with a few other decks. We have cards everywhere by the end. So the whole thing ends up taking about an hour normally. But just so you know what you're in for. So anyway, we will get onto that Ace of Swords and find out more later. If I don't lose the plot because of this cat. Let's see what's in your subconscious. What's in Cancer's subconscious, please? What's in Cancer's subconscious, please? A reverse tower? Okay. Well, a reverse tower is gentler than an upright tower. There's been quite a lot of tower energy knocking around in these readings, quite a lot of devil energy knocking around in these readings recently, I've got to say, so be it. I blame Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Not that I know anything about astrology really. Burn it all down and start again, eh? I feel that there's some sort of subconscious desire relating to this situation, this new project that doesn't quite seem to have got off the ground. You're clear about how you want to drive it forward, though, to me. It's just that I don't think you'll be able to get these other people on board. And what's in your subconscious, how aware of this you are, who knows, is... I mean... I do see an alignment between this Ace of Swords and this reverse tower, in all honesty. I do. Both of them feel a bit like a bit of an epiphany. So I think you are quite aware of this energy. It just feels like you want to burn it all down and start again. That's my best way of explaining what I'm seeing and feeling. Oh, cat, come on, darling. Right, let's look at your recent past. Let's look at your recent past. The sun, it didn't fall, so I won't take it. Recent past for Cancer, please. That cat. A reverse Lovers. A choice. A choice was made in your recent past. Pertaining to what? I don't know. I'm not feeling it as a romantic connection, in all honesty. I am feeling it as sort of separating yourself from this Three of Pentacles energy that we already spoke of. But if it fits for you that you recently made a decision to leave a relationship, then fair dues. Fair dues. The energy equally would make sense applied to that, it would. But for most of you, I feel it's more of a collaboration of another sort that appears to have gone a bit... I don't know. The collaboration energy is just not there and just not working. And it looks like in the recent past you chose to kind of distance yourself from it, take a break from it. I don't know if it's ended or if it's more suspended. We'll see when we get underneath it. But I see an acknowledgement here in the recent past that this just isn't working the way you want it to. Whether that applies to a romantic connection or any other sort of collaboration. Okay. It's hurting you though. This tower hurts. It does. It does. So I'm sorry. I am sorry to see that. A reverse love is always going to hurt. Whatever it pertains to. It's going to hurt. And you're feeling it. And yet, there's a sharpness about you and a clarity about you that I like. Timelines are all pretty flexible. If you're not feeling this clarity, I do believe you will be doing soon. Okay, the near future, please. We'll get Two of Swords now in the near future, and it'll be like, right, okay, why did I say that then? Near future for Cancer, please. Near future for Cancer. Near future for Cancer. A reverse Hierophant. That's, yeah. You see, I read Three of Pentacles energy and Hierophant energy as being very similar anyway. And I've already spoke about this Three of Pentacles energy coming through as like an energy of collaboration that's not working. And then in your near future, we have this reverse Hierophant. So that energy is pulling through to your near future, basically. Like, it could be the end of a marriage for some of you. It could be. With the reverse Lovers and reverse Hierophant, sure. It could be. And maybe at the moment you're sort of in the midst of ending it, and then it's sort of, that's progressing here. But I don't think it is a relationship for a lot of you. It doesn't really feel that way. It's just a progression of this Three of Pentacles energy. Maybe at the moment you're sort of in the midst of dissolving this collaboration, and then in the near future it looks like it becomes more final. I mean, there is kind of a lot of breakup energy here, I guess, if you want to kind of be quite literal about it, but I still don't. Apply it to your life as you see fit. Let me know in the comments. I'm intrigued. I don't know. Some sort of project you were hoping would get off the ground. It feels... I think there's a certain level of commitment here that you were hoping for from other people, and they've not really met that. You see, I am reluctant to say it's a marriage, to be honest, because it feels newer than that. But I suppose, you know, some people get married after a day, don't they, or something like that. So, well, no, it takes a while to apply for the old thingy jobby, doesn't it? Anyway, people can get married very quickly. That happens. So, but... yeah, I don't know. It just feels very new. Like with this Ace of Wands reversed, it just feels like nothing really ever got off the ground, even though there was some sort of strong desire to work together, or if it's a romantic partnership, some sort of strong chemistry, you might say, something like that. It never amounted to much somehow here to me, is what it feels like. I don't know. You are very annoying. Do you know that? Like, what are you doing? How am I going to read these cards? Let's look at your strengths and attitudes. That you see, as soon as I stop giving you fuss, this is it. Sorry. Strengths and attitudes that Cancer is bringing to this situation. Temperance. Turns, but it didn't fall. Oh, it tried to come out again. Oh, I don't know about that then. Temperance. So you may be strongly applying patience to this whole matter. You may be very frustrated with people and having to be very patient with them. Strengths, please, for Cancer. 5 of Swords. How's that for a strength? I mean, okay. Change. You're good at negotiating change, I'm going to say, with these 2 5s here. You might not believe me. You might not think you are. You might not think you are good at negotiating change, but because it feels uncomfortable. But I think the fact that it feels uncomfortable is testament to how good you are at dealing with it, actually, in a sense. Because if you don't feel those feelings, then actually they drive your behaviour in ways that can be less than desirable. So because you are feeling those feelings of feeling uncomfortable with change, I actually think it's causing you to deal quite well with the whole situation. I wonder what else we could say about that 5 of Swords, though. Don't know. I feel like you've done a really good job here of knowing yourself and knowing where your doubts come through, because you've obviously had I mean, this is a card of doubt, okay? You've obviously had your doubts about the way this collaboration or partnership panned out. You had your doubts, and I think you listened to those doubts. You saw the red flags and you didn't bury them. You listened to those feelings that surrounded those doubts. That's how I'm feeling this as a strength, which makes sense to me. Okay, environment. Tell me more about environment for Cancer, please. A Knight of Wands. Someone else's energy. This is probably the energy of the person or the people you are trying to collaborate with here, whether it's whatever the situation. This is someone who's a bit flighty, a bit in and out, a bit non-committal. They'll show lots of enthusiasm. You see, he's carrying that Ace of Wands. He's like, yeah, Cancer, great idea. Yeah, I'll totally work with you on that. And then they'll generate even more ideas. Yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. You can do this, I can do that. And then when it comes to actually taking the action, I feel they're a bit running in the other direction. So this may represent one other person or a group of other people, however it makes sense for you. Okay, let's look at Cancer's hopes and fears, please. Hopes and fears for Cancer, please. Did I get 2 cards? I didn't really want 2 cards. 7 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, another card of change. This is just standing up for yourself here with the 7 of Wands. Standing up for yourself in the midst of, I don't know, kind of feeling a bit wobbly actually. This Wheel of Fortune feels a bit wobbly. Don't know why. It seems that attached to this energy of standing up for yourself is an energy of radical change, that I'm connecting to the things I've already spoke about, really. Perhaps part of your fears are linked to like the consequences of you standing up for yourself and how that will result in change. But you know, if you're standing up for your own needs in a way that's in alignment with yourself, then I think I said this to Scorpio, but slightly different. Then whatever flows from that, so be it, because you've acted in alignment with your values. And that's actually what I see this person doing in the 7 of Wands, acting in alignment with their own values. You may be worried that you're being a bit reactive, a bit defensive. Is that our door? Sorry, Cancer, I had a delivery. My son's in, but apparently he couldn't answer the door. I'm not quite sure why. I was saying, you might be worried you're being defensive, being reactive. It's almost like boundaries. Something about boundaries here, and can I trust myself to implement sensible boundaries? When am I standing up for my needs? When am I standing up for myself? And when am I being defensive in an unhealthy way? These seem to be questions that you are posing to yourself, or that Spirit wants you to pose to yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you either way, because you're you and you know better than me about your life, funnily enough. Funny that, isn't it? All right, outcome for Cancer, please. Outcome for Cancer. The 2 of Cups reversed. How interesting. I've got a Lover's reverse in your past, 2 of Cups reversed. Yeah. Yeah, I just see this as 2 people going their separate ways, really. Or you and a group of people going your separate ways. Ace of Cups reverse on the bottom of the deck. Maybe it is a romantic situation for a lot of you. Tell me. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of breakup cards here, to be fair. Reverse Lovers, reverse Hierophant, reverse 2 of Cups. Yeah, sure. That could be it. That could be how it's playing out in the 3D for a lot of you. It could be. But that seems to be where your outcome energy is taking you, if that makes sense. It's a continuation of the past, the near future, and it's just flowing like that. This is how I see it, and I don't know if it makes sense to you. If the camera was above, maybe it'd make more sense. I don't know, but I just see it flowing from the Lovers, reverse Lovers, to the reverse Hierophant, to the reverse 2 of Cups. It's like the energy's flowing like that. I think there's so when I do readings that sort of look at past, present, future, which is sort of, in a way, what we're doing within the Celtic Cross. Sometimes the timelines seem very smooshed together, and sometimes the timelines seem very far apart. The energy in the timelines here, just everything feels quite smooshed together. Like, I don't feel there's much time between your near future and your outcome energy here. This would normally be a more longer term future, but just the way it comes through differently on different occasions. And this is just one of those occasions where all the energies are smooshing together. Like, I don't see much shift in the energy here. And I think that's just because Spirit's showing us quite a short timeline, basically, for this situation. If that makes sense. I'm going to clarify this reverse Ace of Wands in your current energy, in your kind of heart of the matter, something that never seemed to get off the ground. That's the way I'm seeing it. There might even, you know, if it is a romantic situation, there was quite a strong sexual spark, I believe. But, you know, however you're applying it, it's a strong creative spark, but it just didn't translate into action the way I'm seeing it. Tell me more about this Ace of Wands, please, for Cancer. Tell me more about this Ace of Wands for Cancer, please. A Knight of Cups. Tell me more. It wasn't just a sexual spark then, was it? There was emotion. There was a flow of emotion behind it. There was. Reverse Six of Wands, but someone put a wall up. This Six of Wands is quite an unusual Six of Wands. I just see this as defensiveness in this deck. Often the Six of Wands is about sort of success and victory. It's in reverse anyway. But I'm just seeing it as someone putting a wall up. I feel like there's one person in this situation, possibly you, Cancer, who has a beautiful flow of emotion, a beautiful ability to be vulnerable, because you know that's what this situation requires to work. If it's going to work, this situation requires vulnerability, whatever this situation is. And one of you's in that energy. I feel like it's you, Cancer, but someone else is putting up a wall, essentially. And that's why this spark has not translated into anything. Whereas it seems it has the potential. I've got two aces out. It seems the potential's there, but that potential has not been realised, is not being realised, and you're strong enough to recognise that. You know, you have doubts surrounding this situation. I can see it in your strengths, and instead of just casting them aside and shushing yourself, you're listening to those nagging doubts, which I'm proud of you, Cancer, for doing that. Because it's, you know, especially if you're feeling all Knight of Cups about it, it can be easy to bury those red flags. But I see you very carefully listening to them and being quite clear with yourself about, I'm not going to say the meaning behind these things you've identified as red flags, because you can drive yourself mad trying to think about the meaning. But you're seeing very clearly what is in front of you, Cancer, rather than seeing potential. Does that make sense? Anything else about this Ace of Wands? Anything else about this Ace of Wands for Cancer, please? Seven of Wands. We've got a Seven of Wands here. Look, this is feeling like defensiveness, though, to me. So I did say the Seven of Wands can sometimes be that defensiveness. Now, I felt this is your energy up here, and you worrying about if you're being, like, defensive in a reactive way, or if you're simply standing up for your rights. This is coming across as somebody else. It's coming across as attached to this Six of Wands, and it's just coming across as that pure defensiveness. That to me, I mean, obviously this person who's being defensive, they've got their reasons. I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I don't do that. But I potentially think they are defending themselves against something that's not there, if that makes sense. Defending themselves against a perceived threat. The onus being on the word perceived. But, you know, I think you're quite clear on this, Cancer. I think you're quite clear on this, and you can see what's happening. Okay, let's get underneath. Let me just put that underneath. Let's get underneath that Three of Pentacles, because someone is not doing good teamwork with you here, probably because they're defensive. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles in the challenge position for Cancer, please. A reverse King of Wands. Oh, God, I'm really growing to loathe reverse King of Wands energy. Someone is not, their actions and their feelings do not align. I mean, I would say their actions and their words probably don't align either, but they're not able to take this ace. They're not able to take this Ace of Wands forward with you, whoever this person is or people. They're just not. They're not giving you enough to work with. Whoever on earth they are, you need their input here, and they are just not giving you enough to work with. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles. The Wheel reversed. Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is confusion. It's reversed. I very much feel you moving out of this energy of confusion with this Ace of Swords. You know, it's like you've been confused, but then you know which one is the sword of truth, so to speak. Especially with it being in reverse, that's a sign you're moving out of the energy often anyway. I don't know why the wheel's here. Why is the wheel shaded? You may see it as bad luck. Like you've chose the wrong people to work with, or you've chose the wrong lover, and oh well, that's just bad luck. I don't know. Let me see if I can get anything else on that wheel. You may feel this breakdown of this collaboration, of this team, or this relationship has been a while coming. Maybe that. Tell me more about this wheel. Why is this wheel here for Cancer? Seven of Cups, confusion. It's like I'm not sure. You may just feel like it's not for you. It's not for me. I don't know. It's like, whereas the Knight of Cups is very open and vulnerable, and I choose to give you my cup of love, whether it's a romantic situation or not. I choose to be vulnerable with you. I choose to put my emotion towards you. Now underneath this Three of Pentacles, it's more of a recognition of this is no longer the right choice for me. This feels like it's not meant to be, almost. I don't know. It's almost, I feel like you've made this choice in conjunction with the universe. I don't know how else to say it. Bit weird. Hope that makes sense. I don't know if you feel like you're guided, like you've been guided away from this choice, because the wheel is all about the playoff between kind of free will and destiny and fate, you might call it, which, you know, we could do a whole video on such concepts, couldn't we all? But you see it as working in conjunction with the universe, and it feels like you've made the decision to actively not choose this anymore. And it feels like you've made that decision in conjunction with the universe. I don't know if you've seen some sign or something that's kind of confirmed your decision or something. I don't know. Let's get onto this Ace of Swords for you. Let me know. Let me know if that Wheel of Fortune means anything to you, and if what I've just described means anything to you. I'm very intrigued. Where any of that came from, I don't know. But I feel like you're recognising them as a reverse King of Wands. You know, as someone who's just not quite following up their thoughts and feelings with action. And you're like, it's not for me. This isn't for me. This isn't meant for me. I deserve better. It's a trust. It's a trust that if I leave this behind, the universe will have something better for me. That's what it is. Thank you. That's what I've spent the last 5 minutes trying to say. We get there eventually here. We do get there eventually. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. It's the layers. It's like I have to pick down the layers of energy before I get the message sometimes. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Woo, we got there. We got there. Okay, Ace of Swords. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords for Cancer, please. Hanged Man. See, I did say this. I did say, is this over or is this in suspension? I think currently things are a little bit in suspension. But you know the universe has got better for you. But yeah, it feels, yeah. You're using this Hanged Man energy to get clarity, I feel. Oh God, I'm ruining these cards every time I try to pick them up. This is about taking a little bit of a pause, consciously choosing to not really act at this time because you know you just need to go deep within yourself, get in touch with your own spiritual needs, maybe need to see something from a different perspective in order to get that clarity. But this is your overarching energy. This Hanged Man is kind of underneath it, so I feel like this is sort of how you have gained your clarity. I do feel this Ace of Swords is currently in your energy and that you kind of have gained that clarity, but this whole connection or collaboration could just be a little bit up in the air still at the moment, just the way, I mean, because we're not seeing the end of it really until your near future, and then even in your longer term outcomes, so that makes sense. I don't know. It's so funny the way the energies are all blurring through. So whereabouts each of you are on this sort of timeline, I don't know. It's all blurring into one. It's crazy. I wish I could show you the picture in my head. And I'm just having to do my best to describe it. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords for Cancer, please. Tell me more about this Ace of Swords for Cancer. Six of Wands again. This time upright. Oh gosh, sorry. That feels good to me. This feels like you knowing your shit. This feels confident. It's almost like, well, I'll take my kind of verve, my spirit and my passion, and I'll sort of carry it on my own. To be honest, if you're not going to work with me, I'll take this up. Not necessarily the same exact idea forward on my own, but like the creative spirit behind it. It's like, you know, I still maintain that creative spirit. I'm still going to do something with it, even though this connection hasn't worked out, even though this collaboration hasn't worked out. The Empress, yes. Because, you know, you're badass. You grow things. You can grow things. From this spark, this Ace of Wands spark, you can grow things. And you're clear on that. And you're clear that just because it hasn't worked out here doesn't mean the universe doesn't have something better in store for you. Shall we get under your subconscious now? Shall we do that? Let's see what this tower's all about. Yeah, so I'm a little bit... Tell me more about this tower, please, for Cancer. Tell me more about this tower for Cancer. Page of Pentacles. Fancy having a wee little page under that explosive tower energy. What's that all about? Tell me more. Five of Swords. There you are. There's your doubts again. There's your doubts. Showing up again in your subconscious. Subconscious but accessible to you. With your strengths accessible to you. Oh, your doubts are around how much someone else is giving, and they're giving as a page, they're not giving enough. A lover's connection, to me, needs more than a page, needs more than the energy of a page to give to it. Yes, maybe start as a page, but if it's not going to grow, then I don't know. And you are acknowledging your own doubts about how much this person can give, or group of people can give. I don't know. Tell me more about this tower. A reverse King of Cups. You see their flow of emotion, unlike yours with the Knight of Cups upright. Their flow of emotion is blocked. I'm not a fan of any reverse king, to be honest, ever. So that's what's fueling your doubts, is the energy and contribution of another person. What can they give practically? What can they give emotionally? In both areas it's lacking, and you have identified that correctly, I'm going to say. Underneath the tower in reverse, in your soul, in your subconscious. That's you knowing yourself. That's you knowing what you will and won't put up with. That's you having a very strong core. And that's you being willing to pull down the tower if these people or this person is not contributing to it in the way that you think you deserve. You're willing for that tower to fall. And for the foundations to be exposed. And what is at the foundation is you as a Knight of Cups, very giving, emotional flow, and them as a Page of Pentacles and a reverse King of Cups, not giving practically terribly much and emotionally stunted. That's the way I see the energy. That's the way I feel the energy. Let's look at this Lovers card in your past then. I think we've kind of said it already anyway.
Trying to shop the Lovers card in your pasta.
Oh my god, Alexa, stop. I don't know what on earth Alexa just said. Something about pasta and a Lovers card and pasta. I don't know, Amazon. I'm good for pasta, thanks. I've got some coming tomorrow from Tesco's. What? She definitely said something about pasta. That's it. That's why your Lovers connection failed. You argued about pasta. I'm sorry, I'm just being absolutely ridiculous. But you know, I do kind of think everything that happens in these readings, even if it's as bizarre as Alexa just talking to me for no reason, I do believe everything in these readings happens for a reason. So, you know, if you fell out with your lover over pasta, let me know. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not. There's just no point being super serious about this whole thing all the time, is there? Let's look at this Lovers connection in the past for you. Let's look at this Lovers connection. I think, you know, there's the big, this feels like the beginnings of the end of this connection, of this collaboration, and I believe you're still sort of in the midst of tying it all up, but we'll see. Maybe shall we ask why? Because I believe this was a Lovers connection that was once upright, if you know what I mean, the more positive aspects of the card, but it's turned sour for some reason. Why did this Lovers connection end, whatever its nature? Why? Reverse Nine of Pentacles. Well, that's just someone being selfish, isn't it? I'm just going to say it as it is. Someone was incredibly fucking selfish. I should be more sympathetic. I'm sorry. I'm sure they had their reasons. But they certainly didn't want to discuss them with you, did they? So how are you to know and how am I to know? Well, I mean, I could dig and dig and dig, but I'm not inclined to dig about in their energy, to be honest. You have clarity anyway, as far as I can see. I mean, they were probably afraid, weren't they? That's normally what it boils down to, but I don't know. Tell me more. Tell me more about this Reverse Nine of Pentacles then, so that I can be nicer. Tell me more about this Reverse Nine of Pentacles, please. Tell me more about this Reverse Nine of Pentacles. Knight of Wands, there he is again, you see. This person who's surrounding you. Oh God, I'll put my cards down. They're going everywhere. Yes, we've talked about him. He came out in your surrounding. Not necessarily a he, that's not the point. I just go by the sex of the person on the card, who actually in this case is a she, so whatever. Someone who's just flighty, non-committal, maybe more invested in the sexual, physical side of things than the emotional side of things. Not someone who's apparently very easy to sustain a relationship with, because they're quite self-centered. It's their safe space. It's their safe place, their safe space. Being very focused on themselves, I would say. Somehow they don't want to put too much of their energy outward towards you. That would feel unsafe to them. Anything else about this reverse lovers, please? Anything else about this reverse lovers? Page of Pentacles. It's come up again. You know, we're getting reverse energies all over the shop. They didn't give enough. What they had to give to this connection was just puny. You can't give to a lover's connection as a page. You just can't. It's not going to work. It's not going to be sustainable. Okay, so what? So they can give to it as a knight, yeah. A Knight of Wands, yeah. I mean, the Knight of Wands can go, yeah. Context is everything, but you know, it's not like there's one rigid definition of the Knight of Wands, but I'm not liking it in this context. I didn't particularly love it when I identified it over here in your surrounding energy, and I'm not loving it back here. You know, I think you're spot on with the way you've handled this situation, Cancer. Let's look at your near future with the reverse Hierophant, please. Reverse Hierophant can be very rigid, you know. Very traditional, almost. Can be quite fueled by religious dogma, actually. Or at least some sort of stubborn dogma, some sort of stubborn code of conduct that is unyielding. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like this is the energy of this sort of going our separate ways. It's kind of in your future here. Tell me more about this reverse Hierophant, please. Tell me more. Oh, the Sun. Okay. Feeling of liberation. I'm feeling that as your energy. I think you've you've successfully shone a light on the dark bits of this connection that needed a light shining on them. It feels like exposure. It feels like you've exposed someone for who they are, actually. Gosh, that sounds worse than I'm feeling it. It's not like you did it out of spite or anything. It's just about seeing the truth. Huh? It's just about seeing the truth, and you've seen the truth, and that's carrying forward into this energy here. You've seen the truth about this person and how rigid they stick to things, how stubborn they can be, how they refuse to entertain another perspective. Tell me more about this reverse Hierophant. Tell me more for Cancer about this reverse Hierophant, please. A reverse Three of Pentacles and a King of Pentacles. Interesting. So they are capable. They could present as a King of Pentacles, I believe. At one point, you may have believed they were a King of Pentacles, i.e., reliable, possibly even quite generous, possibly even someone you looked up to a certain extent. It can be the energy of a mentor. But then attached to it is this reverse Three of Pentacles. We've already seen this three of Pentacles energy in your challenge position. We've already talked about it. That same energy is coming through attached to this person. It's interesting. I will say that. That they are coming out as a sort of an upright King of Pentacles here. I think, yeah. Because I'm not forgetting that Seven of Cups, which is a certain level of confusion. And I can understand your confusion now I've seen this. Because at times they do present as this energy. The overarching energy is, you know, the Page of Pentacles has come out twice. Which I think is the more accurate description of how much they are giving to this situation, as is the Three of Pentacles reversed. Some sort of collaboration that's just not working here. But I understand your Seven of Cups confusion now, because this is how they often present. But I feel you've shone a light on that. It's like you've shone a light on this person who's acting like they're this upright King of Pentacles, and you've seen the sort of reverse Three of Pentacles underneath, if you like, which you know you already thought was there. It's in your current energy. And in your future, something else may happen in your future here that sort of exposes the situation further, exposes the person further, something like that. I'm not being overly complimentary about this person, am I? I can only say what I see. I really understand your confusion though, because even I'm starting to think, oh yeah, but maybe, but there was this one time they did this and it was so generous and it was so nice, and I'm like, yeah, sure they did. Sure they did. Arseholes aren't arseholes all the time, are they? They wouldn't get away with it if they were. Not that I'm saying they're an arsehole. Well, maybe just a little bit. Look, that's your call. I'm not here to make such calls, or apart from the fact that I just did. Right, let's look at your strengths. This Five of Swords in your strengths. Trusting yourself, listening to your doubts, not burying your doubts. Listening to your doubts about how much this person is giving. Tell me more about this Five of Swords, please. Tell me more about this Five of Swords. A reverse devil. Yeah, see? Those are the type of doubts I'm talking about. There's not much room. There's not much room for a healthy relationship with this person. You cannot work with what this person or group of people is giving you. You can't. You have doubts about it. You are recognising those doubts. It's devil energy. It's devil energy. They are. I don't know what's going on with them exactly, and frankly, I'm not interested. Really. Let's get more on this Five of Swords. How are you interested though? I suspect maybe you are a little bit interested. I don't know. It's hard to let go of being interested, isn't it? Because you just want to know what motivates these people. I do understand. I do. But like, I do think you're quite clear on the situation. Whatever's coming through to you from your subconscious, I see a certain alignment here, and you know, I think you've got this situation pegged, to be honest, Cancer. I do. Tell me more about this Five of Swords for Cancer, please. Tell me more about this Five of Swords. A reverse three, not a reverse, an upright Three of Swords. So there's emotional pain attached to this. Of course there is, my loves. Of course there is. This person is not what you were hoping for. This connection, this collaboration has not panned out how you hoped it would. Of course there's emotional pain. But again, I will say, what with this being in your strengths, and it goes back to what I said right at the beginning when I first pulled this card, you are feeling it. You are feeling that pain. You are feeling that doubt. You're not burying it. You know, so you're processing it by way of feeling it. Because if you don't feel it, you can't process it. You can't deal with it. So I just think you're pretty awesome, to be honest. Eight of Wands has also come out. I mean, that's quite similar energy to the Tower, in all fairness. There may have been some quite shocking revelations that have fueled your doubts, fueled this emotional pain. Yeah. And when things come in sharply and suddenly and surprisingly like this, it can be very easy to really bury your feelings towards it in a way that really doesn't allow you to process it at all. But I don't see you doing that, Cancer. I mean, everyone does to a certain extent. It's human, right? And then you have to sort of bring it up bit by bit as you can process it. But I see you really being very aware of your own feelings towards this and your own value. So I like it for you. Right, should we find out a bit more about this Knight of Wands and your surrounding? I mean, we've got some devil energy on them. We've spoke about them quite a lot. I mean, I'm not sure I want to say too much about them, to be honest, Cancer, because you're awesome and you're my main focus, but I guess maybe you might have some niggling curiosities. So Let's see. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands for Cancer, please. A reverse Magician. Yeah, well. A reverse Son of Cups. You see, the Son of Cups, by the way, is the Knight of Cups. You see what I said about you being in this beautiful flow of emotion, this Knight of Cups that came out for you way in the beginning of this reading. They can't match it. They can't return it. They cannot be open and vulnerable in the way that you can, Cancer. So, yeah. Oops, I'm swapping them round now. Magician reversed. A lack of action, like I've already said. You know, just lying back thinking things are going to happen. Also, it can be, you know, Magician in reverse. Smoke and mirrors. Trickster energy. Knight of Wands, player energy. You know, this is... I don't like this person. I don't like this person for you. I don't know who they are. Or what they are. I mean, it could represent a job, like I say at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, Seven of Swords wants to show its face. That ain't a good energy either. It didn't fall, so I won't take it. Anything else about this Knight of Wands character? Anything else about this Knight of Wands character, please? Oh, the Two of Swords, actually. That's the second time on this shuffle I've seen the Two of Swords, and I actually don't know why I put it back in and didn't take it, but here it is again, so sorry about that. I don't know, I should have just taken it, hey? I think it ended up on the floor. Why did I not take it? I don't know. They don't see your light. This person doesn't see your light. I'm just looking at this kind of eclipse and this light behind it, and just the way this is coming through, it's reversed. I just don't think they see your light. Not the most traditional reading. Oh look, lovers in reverse again on the bottom of the deck. It does take us back over there. I mean, we were already taken back over there by this energy anyway, because the Knight of Wands takes us back there. This is all linking in to why this collaboration, this partnership ended. They're blind to you. They're blind to what? They're blind to love? I don't know. And that, I say that, and that can apply to not a relationship. It can apply to a more work partnership or some project or something. Like, you still need that flow of emotion between people who are working together, especially if they're working together in a sort of lovers energy type way, even if they're not actual lovers. Don't know why I said any of that. Right. Your hopes and fears. Shall we get underneath your hopes and fears? I'm going to go back to Thelema. Tell me more about Cancer's hopes and fears, please. Can I trust in the universe? If I stand up for my needs, if I sort of lay down boundaries, which will likely have the consequence of us going our separate ways, which is what this whole situation is looking like, will the universe have my back? Will the universe have something better in store for me? Maybe this is the best I'm going to get. Maybe there's nothing better out there for me. That's the way that's coming through. Now I have a bit more context. Tell me more about hopes and fears for Cancer, please. Tell me more about hopes and fears for Cancer. Reverse Three of Pentacles. Will I just get more of the same? See, this is the third time Three of Pentacles has come out in it, well, either in a challenge position or reversed. You're worried that you can end this situation and you're just going to get more of the same. The universe will just bring me more of the same. There's nothing better out there for me. This is a big fear of yours that I'm seeing at the moment. Anything else for Cancer's fears and hopes, please? Anything else? Five of Swords. Well, yes. There's those doubts again. There's those doubts. Interesting. So what I was identifying as a big strength here, it's here as well. The Five of Swords is here as well. So there is some part of you that isn't totally confident in your ability to identify the truth of this situation, in as much as any sort of truth ever exists. Well, you know, I kind of don't see that as a bad thing. I just see that as you not being a complete arrogant tosser, to be honest, Cancer. If we didn't if we didn't doubt ourselves and question ourselves, then yeah, like, that's when we can go a bit awry, really. If you were just like headstrong telling me I'm right, this person's a bastard, I can't work with this person, you know, basically everything I've said about this person, which I do believe to be true, and I believe you've identified that to be true. But if at certain points you didn't just check back in with yourself and question, oh, am I being reasonable though, then that would just be like full on arrogance and awful. And so I don't really have a problem with seeing that Five of Swords there, to be honest. Let's see if there's anything else. Anything else for Cancer? The Star. The Star. This is the end result of running with that Ace of Wands and turning it into what you want to turn it into. This is long-term goals. I mean, this is hopes and wishes, so, you know, so it is funny it's in your hopes. I do see this is a little bit attached to this Five of Swords energy, to be honest. So that I do see a bit of doubt attached to your ability to kind of identify and move towards your own personal long-term goals, which I think is very human. And if you were just being a complete arrogant tosser about it, then I'd be worried more than I am seeing what I'm seeing, to be fair, Cancer. So I just think you're lovely and it's okay. Those doubts, if those doubts weren't there, you wouldn't be able to like improve and make sure you are on the right path, and if you aren't quite on the right path, kind of course correct. So it's important to have those doubts and to listen to them. It's just about knowing when to act on them and when to cast them aside. But I see you doing that very well here in your strengths. So yeah, it's all good. And not that you're going to be perfect and make the right decision every time, but it's just about accepting that, isn't it? Right, long-term outcome then. Longer term outcome. Let's see what we've got here underneath this Two of Cups. Tell me more about this Two of Cups, please, for Cancer. Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. I see that as something completely new coming in. I do see that as something completely new coming in. You know, you're asking yourself, if I leave this behind, am I going to get more of the same? Does the universe have anything else lined up for me when I leave this behind? Which I feel I have to do, because that would be me acting in line with my values. I think the answer is yes. Yes, the universe does have better things in store for you with this Ace of Pentacles in your outcome. You know, it's underneath this Two of Cups. This Two of Cups feels like a continuation of this reverse Lover's energy, this reverse Hierophant energy, this going our separate ways energy. And it's like that opens it up for a much better opportunity, a much more solid opportunity. Because this Two of Cups situation, whatever it was, this Lover's situation, this Two of Cups situation, was frankly not causing you to be the most happy with this reverse Nine of Cups. And actually I feel quite an energy of feeling drained by it. But yes, I absolutely believe the universe has got better things in store for you. With that wheel twice and then that, yes. Yes, I do. Anything else, please? Reverse King of Swords. I'm just feeling that as a repetition of this energy that you are walking away from, to be honest. Yeah. Someone who can be quite cutting, cold, distant. They may... If you're worried about this person or these people kind of giving you a load of shit, reacting badly to your choice, I actually don't see them doing that. I see them being just quite cut off and cold and distant, to be honest. Now, I feel there's a certain silence about this King of Swords, which is interesting because a reverse King of Swords can often be very sharp with his words. I just feel a silence from this King of Swords, actually, in a way that I've never experienced before. So these people, this person that you're wanting to go your separate ways from, I do feel... Just get another card on that King of Swords. I just feel like they're going to just be really cold and actually you'll be able to cut energetic ties with them perhaps easier than you're expecting to be able to. Ten of Wands. Feeling of burden. That feels like their burden. Yeah, I just feel a sort of heaviness, a detachment, a silence. It's like they're so burdened by shit that they can't lift their head up to talk to you. Somehow. In this future-ish energy. I say ish because this feels so close together in time, so I might be saying it's a future outcome and you might be like, yeah, that's happened. Wow, okay, I think I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope there was something useful in there for you, Cancer. Let me know in the comments if you may, if you feel comfortable doing so. I'm always interested to hear your comments. If you like the video, obviously give it a thumbs up because it helps the algorithms and all that jazz, helps get the channel out in front of people who might find the messages useful, might find the readings useful, might appreciate my style of reading. Subscribe if